はじめまして、ゲキサカのスパイクマイスター浩平と申します。本日はよろしくお願いいたします。
Happy to meet you. It's a pleasure.
それでは、最初の質問から始めさせていただきたいと思います。前作のこの X スピードフローですね、からこのスピードポータルにアップデートする上で、最もこだわった部分、そして重要視した部分っていうのはどういったところになりますか？
That's a great question. Shall I start? Shall we start from a design point of view very briefly and make it simple? So basically, the Speedflow was a great boot and we had great elements from it that we really wanted to keep in terms of performance because we had results which were very positive. And basically, our goal is to make a better boot for our athletes and players season after season. So based on the Speedflow, we took what really worked in terms of stability and comfort and improved them. So you can see here with this material that we try to really improve the prime knit material and how to bring more stability to the boot, because we've realized in football a better stability increase the speed because there's less friction in the boot. That was a little bit the goal. So element-wise, it was really comfort around the heel, but also in terms with the speed skin, bringing more stability on the quarters. So that was the few elements in terms of design, which we try to improve and enhance for this great speed portal.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. I think the key word really is stability, because it is, as the previous model, a very, very comfortable fit because of the prime knit material that on this top price point you have all over the upper, which is perfect. It gives you a really snug and nice, comfortable fit. But the stability element really was the one that we tried to focus on. And we are introducing what we call a high-speed stability system, because for those players that want to go really fast into multiple directions, it is crucial that they're really nicely locked into the boot, especially here in the midfoot area. So I think on this flat shell, you can see it really nicely. This shiny material here is a bit of a thicker, it's 2.7 millimeters of a TPU foil that we've put on the inner lining, which just gives extra stability. This is what we call the stability cage. And then with the additional wings that you also see here, the stability wings that come up, wrap up from the tooling, they give you a nice heel lock from the back. And together with the heel pockets, with the heel package that Thomas has already explained to you, this was one of the key things that we focused on.
先ほどのお話の中でちょっと出たんですけど、ここのかかとのポッド、改良されたっていうお話あったんですが、ここはなんていうんですかね、選手からのフィードバックで、改良してほしいというか、もっとフィット感を高めてほしいみたいな声があったから、改良してきたっていう感じなんですかね。
It wasn't so much negative feedback, but it's something that we at Adidas, we always try to improve. And when looking at heels, every foot shape is so different, vastly different, right? So what we tried to do is find a heel package that allows for, no matter what your heel shape may be, to give you ideal comfort. That's why in somewhat we've enhanced the heel package and also simplified it a bit from a design point of view, so that it gives you comfort regardless of your particular heel shape.
Yeah, exactly. Good answer. I'd say also I'd add that it's also a little bit more generic to fit the most amount of players. But you can compare already Speedflow and Speedportal. The Speedflow had a different construction on the heel. And because of the one-piece prime knit for the P Plus product, the construction is a little bit different, but suitable for more people, let's say.
これをちょっともうすでに何回か履かせていただいた上での、質問なんですけども、前作の時はかなりアッパーも薄くて、もう本当素足感みたいなフィット感でした。ただ今回ちょっとどちらかというと前作よりかはちょっと厚みも出て、全体的に安定感が高まったなっていう印象を受けたんですけども、そこは狙い通りのアップデートになったのかなみたいな、どうですかそこら辺は。
I wouldn't say an issue, but the goal of the boot was to bring more stability. That's correct. Now, that said, to bring more stability, it goes with that top foil, which is our Speed Skin 2.0, which you can see here. But basically, to have a little bit more stability on the quarters, it goes with the downside of also having probably a little bit more support on the vamp. It was exactly the goal we were trying to reach and to achieve. Once again, the constructions are a little bit different. Speedflow had an internal cage. If you remember, if you can see inside the boot, there's an internal cage, which is TPU skin as well, with prime knit. Here, we've removed that layer of TPU skin to really go closer to the foot as possible, despite having a little bit more stability. So that's how we played and tried to balance with the boot to have the best possible speed boot on the market.
ありがとうございます。今回の X-SPEEDPORTAL のプラスの、レースレスタイプのものと、ポイント1という10-1の FG タイプで、ひもありかレースレスか以外で、主な違いっていうのはどういったところになりますか？
So you already mentioned, again, great question, and you already mentioned the main difference is that you have a laceless, lightweight upper construction on the P Plus price point. The other big difference is when it comes to materialization. So here, this is the skin for the P Plus, and you can see that the prime knit covers the entire upper surface of the boot. On the P1, we have a prime knit collar, and the rest is an engineered mesh. Right? That is one of the bigger differences. The other difference that you find, which is exclusive to the P Plus, are these. If you look closely, I don't know if you have the P Plus with you, but if you look closely on the boot, it's got a bit of a raised shape, both on the medial and the lateral side. These are little EVA foam inserts that basically were put in there to reduce the volume that you have inside the shoe and to give you a better snug fit in a laceless boot construction. So those two are the key differences between the boots.
前作の X スピードフロー 10-1FG と、今回のスピードポータル 10-1FG でラストっていうのは同じですか？それともちょっとこうアップデートされてますか？
No, it's exactly the same same reference. If you can see some discrepancies between a shoe and another, it can also be due to the material package and the overall construction. Obviously, as you know, it's a TN with a new tooling, which we try and bring the best for our athletes and consumer and players. So all in all, there can be some different, little slightly differences from one shoe to another, but it's really due to the material and the package. The last is exactly the same.
And for Japan, may be relevant, we also offer it as for HG, for hard grounds, with a Japanese specific last.
Exactly.
アウトソールの話なんですけども、前作はここからここぐらいですかね、フォアフットのエリアにカーボンが入ってたと思うんですけど、今回、このミッドフットとか中足部ぐらいまでこう伸びてる、見たらそういうふうには見えるんですけども、実際、今回どのあたりまでカーボンプレートが入ってるのかなっていうのはちょっと疑問だったんですけど、そこはいかがですか
？Maybe to answer your question in terms of how far does it go down, this is the inside of the shoe, so it reflects more or less also what you can see on the outside. So this, from the inside, I think you can see the inlay better. Yeah, and as you said, but the really exciting thing about this tooling is because it's an update, really, right? The speed frame existed. It's an innovation that Adidas have for the first time launched on the X Ghosted at the time, and we have since further developed it. It's got a redesign. But what is really important to highlight on this tooling is actually when you look at the studs. The studs is the key performance story here on this tooling. So the first thing that you will notice, and you have both of them in hand, as a difference to the previous model, we've actually added 2 studs. You will notice these two, the one here at the front and the one here, exactly, those don't exist on the old one. This is the first time that we're doing this, and it's shown incredible results in our in-house testing as well as our external validation, that this actually improves a lot of this initial toe off, the initial speed you need, right? It increases the grip you get and therefore helps you propel yourself forward faster. So this was one of the crucial updates that we made. And then if you look at the stud shape design, this has also been made to really elevate this whole idea of multi-directional speed. Nowadays, it's really important that players are able to go fast in all directions, left, right, back, forth, yeah? And this is why we've designed the stud shapes so that they give you traction regardless of the direction of movement.
ありがとうございます。今回のこの X スピードポータル10.1は、まあ、片足 200g とかで、プラスとかだと190とかだと思うんですけども、昔のアディゼロ F50 とかの時は、まあ、片足160とか、の重量数値を実現できてたと思います。で、アディダスさんのこう技術力の高さだったら、現代のスパイクでもめちゃくちゃ軽い重量のスパイクのスピードブーツを開発できると思うんですけども、重量を軽くしすぎないっていうのは何かこう理由みたいなのは何かありますか
？Really great question. Again, I think all of us, we love F50s, and they are part of the heritage that we have, right, on the speed boot franchises, and in a way, they often guide us a bit in terms of the North Star. But it's been some time since the F50s. We've further developed our technologies. We've further developed, especially in terms of the materials that we know to use and how to apply. And whilst it is great and it gives a nice benefit to have a lightweight boot, to completely agree with this particular product for this season, we really wanted to focus on having an all-round amazing speed boot.
And if I could just add, it's a little bit also of a balance to find between, are we going to literally try to be as light as possible, but lose some stability and comfort? So it's just a balance. And we've got, I think, a very good recipe in this boot to take all this in consideration.
ありがとうございます。ちなみに、新スパイクを開発する上で、他のメーカーのスピードブーツもこう気にしたりとか、特徴とかコンセプトを意識したりすることとかって、開発者の中であったりしますか？
I'll answer this one from a creative side, from the design side. Luckily for us, we're Adidas. We've got a wonderful archive and history around football, and we've got a speed range since F50 and before. So we've got a lot of elements and information to build on new boots. So that's our start, let's say. We always see what we've done in the past and how we can improve with new technology, new materials, and new product from innovation. We've got an innovation team bringing to the table some new elements. That said, our competitors, to be a little bit more accurate on the question, of course, we see them and we look at it. We play football, we breathe football, so we're aware of it. But since we own the game, we tend to avoid comparing, or anyway, it's irrelevant because we started this in 2020, 2 years ago. If we see anything from our competitors 2 years after, it's already obsolete, let's say. So we are aware, we keep it at the back of our minds, but we focus on what we do here at Adidas.
If I can just add one thing, I think the crucial thing and part of our philosophy here at Adidas is we create the best product for the athlete. And our journey as we develop a new product always starts with our athletes. And of course, as Thomas said, all of the knowledge that we've acquired over the years. And that is really our main focus here. We have all the ingredients that we need within Adidas, and we're super proud of this boot.
And a great team too.
And a fantastic team.